The albatross is one of the most remarkable birds on Earth, both in history and in science. For centuries, people who traveled the seas were amazed by this giant seabird that seemed to float endlessly above the waves. The name albatross itself comes from ancient languages. It is believed to have started from the Arabic word for the diver, which later became Alcatraz in Spanish and Portuguese, and finally turned into the English word we use today. The history of the albatross is not only in its name, but also in the way it has captured human imagination. Sailors often saw the albatross as a symbol of luck, sometimes good and sometimes bad. They believed that the bird carried the spirit of lost sailors, guiding ships through storms or across the vast oceans. In literature, the most famous story of the albatross comes from the poem The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by Samuel Taylor Coleridge, in which a sailor who killed an albatross was cursed with endless suffering. Even today, the phrase, "an albatross around one's neck," is used to describe a heavy burden or lasting guilt. But beyond myths and stories, the albatross is a real bird that has lived on Earth for millions of years. Fossil evidence shows that birds like the albatross have been flying across oceans for more than 30 million years, making them some of the oldest living seabirds. They are found mostly in the Southern Ocean around Antarctica, as well as in the North Pacific, although they are rarely seen in the North Atlantic except when they are lost or carried by storms. One of the most fascinating features of the albatross is its enormous wingspan. Among all living birds, the wandering albatross holds the record with wings that can reach up to 11 feet across, which is more than the height of most grown humans. These wings are not just large for show, they are designed to help the bird survive. The albatross can glide across the sea for hours or even days without flapping its wings. It uses a flying technique called dynamic soaring, which allows it to move between layers of air at different speeds to gain energy from the wind. This method saves so much energy that the albatross can travel incredible distances without tiring. In fact, scientists have tracked some albatrosses flying around the entire globe in less than 2 months. In 1 year, a single bird may travel more than 75,000 miles, which is 3 times around the Earth. This makes the albatross one of the greatest travelers in the animal kingdom. The albatross is not only known for its flying skills, but also for its long life. These birds can live for many decades, often reaching 50 or 60 years of age. One very famous Laysan albatross named Wisdom, who was first tagged in 1956, is still alive today and is over 70 years old. She is the oldest known wild bird in the world and continues to raise chicks even at her great age. This shows the strength and resilience of the albatross as a species. Another remarkable feature of their lives is the way they form partnerships. Albatrosses are usually monogamous, which means they choose one partner for life. However, finding a partner takes time. Young birds spend years practicing elaborate courtship dances before finally choosing a mate. These dances involve movements like bowing, bill clapping, sky pointing, and even making sounds together. It can take several years of dancing and bonding before a pair is finally formed. Once they choose a mate, they usually stay together for life and return to the same nesting site year after year. Raising chicks is also a long and difficult process for the albatross. They are slow breeders, producing only one chick every 1 or 2 years. Both parents share the responsibility of caring for the egg and the chick. One parent stays at the nest while the other flies out across the ocean to find food, sometimes traveling thousands of miles before returning. Feeding the chick requires patience and endurance, as the chick may take nearly a year before it is ready to leave the nest and fly on its own. This slow breeding cycle is a reason why albatross populations are vulnerable. If a chick or egg is lost, it can take years for the pair to try again, and if adult birds die, it can have a serious effect on the population. Another mystery about the albatross is how it manages to travel such long distances and still return to the same nesting island year after year. Scientists believe that the albatross has one of the best navigation systems in the animal world. They are thought to use a combination of the sun, the stars, the Earth's magnetic field, and even their strong sense of smell to find their way. The sense of smell is particularly rare in birds, but albatrosses are able to detect the scent of fish oils and plankton from many miles away, helping them to locate food in the vast ocean. Their diet mainly consists of squid, fish, and krill, although they sometimes scavenge by following ships and picking up scraps that are thrown into the sea. Some species can dive a few meters below the surface, but most of their feeding is done at or near the surface of the water. The albatross has always been more than just a bird in human culture. To sailors, it was a sign of freedom and survival, a bird that seemed to belong to both the sky and the sea. In literature and poetry, it became a symbol of guilt and burden, but also of endurance and strength. Even in modern times, the albatross continues to inspire people as a symbol of resilience. Its ability to live in some of the harshest environments on Earth and to travel across entire oceans makes it a creature of both mystery and admiration. Despite all of these incredible qualities, the albatross faces serious threats in the modern world. Many species are now considered endangered or at risk. One of the biggest dangers comes from longline fishing, where ships set out miles of fishing lines with thousands of baited hooks. Albatrosses are attracted to the bait, get caught on the hooks, and drown. Every year, tens of thousands of albatrosses die this way. Another major problem is plastic pollution. Large amounts of plastic float in the ocean, and albatrosses often mistake it for food. They sometimes feed plastic to their chicks, which can lead to starvation and death. Climate change is also affecting their food supply and nesting grounds, making survival even harder. However, there is hope for the albatross. Conservation groups, scientists, and governments are working to protect these birds. Some fishing fleets now use bird-friendly methods, such as weighted lines that sink faster, colorful streamers that scare birds away from the hooks, or setting lines at night when fewer birds are active. Protected areas have been created around important nesting islands to give albatrosses safe spaces to breed. Awareness campaigns about plastic pollution are also helping to reduce waste in the ocean. These efforts give us hope that the albatross will continue to soar over the seas for many more generations. The albatross is truly one of nature's wonders. Its giant wings make it the master of the open skies. Its long life and faithful partnerships show the power of endurance and loyalty, and its navigation skills remind us of the secrets of the natural world that we still do not fully understand. At the same time, the struggles of the albatross show us how human actions affect the balance of life in the oceans. Protecting the albatross means more than saving a bird. It means protecting the wild spirit of the sea and respecting the delicate harmony of our planet. From ancient myths to modern science, the albatross has always carried meaning for humankind. To sailors, it was a companion and a mystery. To poets, it was a symbol of fate and burden. To scientists, it is a marvel of evolution. And to the oceans, it is a guardian of the winds. The story of the albatross is one of history, endurance, and hope. And its survival is a test of our ability to live in harmony with the natural world.